Hello everybody, this is Marcus and we are here with the third episode for Mark Us on Top. And for today's episode I will be using yet another team as for the moment I kind of want to switch teams between episodes. Let me know in the comments what you think about doing that. Should I just stick to one team for I don't know, 1 week for example, or I don't know, is it more interesting to if we keep switching teams? So yeah, let me know in the comments. For today's episode, I will be using a team that is centered around Yveltal and its ability Dark Aura. As you might know, Xerneas has the ability Fairy Aura, Yveltal has Dark Aura. Both of them boost their respective types by 30%. And this team is a little bit centered around this ability, as moves like Foul Play are, for example, boosted by that. And Malvile Sucker Punch is boosted by that as well. And then we do have Leopard and Thunderous. Both of them have actually Fall Play, so Thunderous with Fall Play, not something you saw too often in past formats, but it's really Thunderous's best way to hit Primal Groudon, for example. And so yeah, without any further ado, let's jump right into game. So yesterday I was streaming a little bit over on Twitch. And over there, I mean, I was more focused about interacting with chat, for example, and so I did not play as well and did not really try as hard, or I just didn't play as well. But then I reset my ranking and played some more games. So yeah, now we're back in the 1600s, and we're meeting Kurai from Germany, rocking a team here with Kyogre, Kyurem White. Last time I think I said Reshiram White, but yeah, it's Kyurem White. Marvel, Adino, Meowstic, and Slowking. So looks like yet another episode with one of those Kyurem White forms that seem to be, I don't know, a little bit more popular than they were on Showdown, I would think. So, I mean, yeah, Groudon looks pretty strong here. Looks like my opponent's team is probably going to be a Trick Room kind of team. And I don't really have ways to prevent Trick Room, or hard ways to prevent Trick Room going up. But I mean, I do have Taunt and Encore on this Leopard, so this is really able, or should be able, to disrupt my opponent's setup here at least a little bit. So I kind of want to lead with Leopard. Ferrothorn looks nice here, as it's very slow, has Power Whip to deal with the Kyogre, and can take on the Mawile and the other mons as well. But do we bench Thunderous out for this one? Yeah, I do think Yveltal looks like a strong pick as well. Now, the Yveltal I'm using here is a little bit different from the one I was using in earlier teams that I used or made or played on this channel. I'm actually using the exact same set that the Japanese player Gonbe used in his Generation Showdown team that had a little bit of hype when the format was first announced. It's actually a weakness policy set with max speed and a lot of bulk. And yeah, it is able to take any hit basically, and with Weakness Policy and Oblivion Wing you can recover so many HP, as Oblivion Wing, being Yveltal's signature move, it recovers 75% of the damage you do. So if you do 100 HP of damage to your opponent, you will recover 75 HP, so that is kinda cool. As we do see, the leads from my opponent here are Kyogre and Meowstic. So I did not bring Mega Mawile to this, but I do think that Ferrothorn is actually able to do the job of being the physical steel type a little bit better here, and I didn't feel that Intimidate was that necessary in this matchup. So right off the bat, I could just go for a Taunt on the Meowstic, but maybe it's Mental Herb, and could be all sorts of stuff. So maybe I just want to fake out the Kyogre instead and just go for a Snarl. But you know what? Yeah, I think faking out the Meowstic is probably the better play after all. And then also Snarling. So Snarl is nice, obviously, because it will decrease my opponent's special attack by 1 stage, but it also does quite a bit of damage, as you will just now see, thanks to the Dark Aura ability. And yeah, Kyogre going for the Protect, so faking out the Meowstic was really nice. And yeah, you see, I mean, Snarl, most of the time, at least in past formats, it was used to just disrupt stuff, and I think Meowstic actually went for the Trick Room right there, since it went after the Yveltal despite having Prankster, and I can't really see it going for an attacking move right here, so we're pretty much confirmed to face off against the Trick Room team. However, now he has to decide whether he wants to use Quick Guard to prevent me from going for the Encore on his Kyogre, or whether he wants to set up the Trick Room. or she probably. So I do think that I can actually just go for another Snarl, and if there's a quick even if there's a quick guard coming out, that would mean that we would at least prevent the Trick Room from going up, but nope, we just are able to lock that Kyogre into Protect, and we do see a safeguard right here, okay. So it looks like our opponent doesn't want to be like caught into like swagger and foul play shenanigans, but I do think that we got ourselves into a pretty good position already, so I don't really need to go for, or I didn't really need to go for anything like that, and as you could see, I don't even have swagger on my life art. So yeah, Snarl, yeah, kind of cool move, does some damage, unlike, yeah, like if you use it on like a Manectric or on like other bulky stuff like Entei, like last year, it wasn't meant to deal damage, but just to disrupt your opponent a little bit. But yeah, really come in clutch sometimes. So, opponent's sending out Kyurem. Now, this Kyogre is still locked into Protect, so I can't just safely go after the Kyurem, and if it decides to Protect, then we will be able to Encore it the next turn. I'm not sure if Oblivion Wing plus Foul Play will be able to knock it out. So I actually want to play things safe and just go for another Snarl. And yeah, Kyogre has to go back out since it's locked into Encore, and Slowking comes in. So Snarl, good choice, will deal quite a bit of damage, and yeah, no Protect coming out since the threat of Encore is real. And yeah, that really didn't do too much damage, even though the Foul Play was boosted by Dark Aura, since Kyurem is, yeah, like a special sweeper. So yeah, even with like Dark Aura, you can't expect Foul Play to KO stuff if it's not super effective. But let's see how well Yveltal can take that Ice Beam, and wow, that did quite a bit of damage. So I'm expecting this to be choice specs, since we got off that Snarl. Oh, it's actually just Life Orb. Yeah, Kyurem pretty powerful. Okay, but now our weakness policy is activated, and I do think is Foul Play enough to knock out the Kyurem right here, or should I just go for a Foul Play on the Slowking and another Snarl? But I'm not sure if Snarl is going to knock out the Kyurem either. So I do think going for the Foul Play and probably the Oblivion Wing, or I could also just Snarl. Yeah, I will Foul Play and Snarl. Like, even if Trick Room goes up, okay. Yeah, going for the Slowking was probably the better play here. So even if Trick Room goes up here, I'm not really worried, as I do have Sucker Punch on this Yveltal as well, and that should be able to take care of that Kyurem, and Slowking barely hangs on there, and ooh, okay, reveals its item to be Citrus Berry, I guess. So Trick Room will come up here, but yeah, I don't really have to worry about this, as I can just go for yeah, I guess Encoring the Kyurem and Sucker Punching the Slowking is probably my best play here. Since, yeah, that way I'm guaranteed to get something done this turn. And yeah, no switches actually, so Sucker Punch will be able to just pick out that Slowking, and Encore will lock this Kyurem into Protect. And yeah, Leopard and Yveltal were really just able to disrupt my opponent, and between like all the Snarls, decreasing the damage output, and then Encore obviously making it so that you cannot protect, and yeah, pretty clean game, I guess. So I could switch into Ferrothorn, or I guess I could also just stay in and go for the Foul Play and Protect or Sucker Punch. Yeah, I think I will just Protect probably. Yeah, or it doesn't really matter. Okay, I guess I will go for the Foul Play and the Sucker Punch on the Kyogre, and then Ferrothorn should be able to come in and pick up the pieces. As Kyurem has to go for another Protect per Kyurem. But that Ice Beam, that did quite a bit of damage. Like, my my Yveltal, I mean, sure, it's max speed, but then it's also heavily invested in bulk. And yeah, you could see that Yveltal doesn't have like any attack EVs or anything, but thanks to Dark Aura and the weakness policy, that Sucker Punch is just so powerful. It's actually the strongest priority attack in the entire game. So yeah, that is pretty strong. Yveltal unfortunately going down here, so no 4-0 victory, but yeah, it really did its job this game, and we could pull off like the snarl plus weakness policy things. Like for example, if you're up against Xerneas and you happen to like win the speed tie, um, yeah, let's just go into Ferrothorn. Like you can snarl them, and then you should be able to survive like any fairy type attack. However, since nowadays most of the, or like almost all of the Xerneas are max speed as well, yeah, that doesn't really work that well anymore. So our opponent just forfeits here, and we will get the first victory. So I'm still undefeated after resetting my ranking. And yeah, let's just hop right into the next game. By the way, Gengar's comment of the day, it comes from the Lord and Savior himself, Jesus Christo. Like, I don't know, I just thought it was a nice comment about how he liked the name for the series, Mark Us on Top, because yeah, that's really how I intended it to be. I mean, obviously it's like I'm the one who's like playing, but yeah, like I like to like talk about strategies with you in the comments, for example, and if you have any questions, yeah, just post any questions in the comments. Like, I wasn't very active answering the comments on the past few videos, but yeah, I will go back and answer some of them. As we're meeting our next opponent here, Japanese player with 1658, so that is quite a good ranking. And he's running one of the pretty famous Ray Ogre teams, as people like to call them. Yeah, using the synergy between Rayquaza and Kyogre is probably the second best duo you can ask for after like Groudon and Xerneas. But yeah, let's see how well we can do here. Yeah, Whimsicott and Crobat are like the supporting task here for my opponent, and I'm guessing this is Mega Gengar as well. So Whimsicott having Prankster and Crobat potentially having Quick Guard makes it so that it's not that easy to disrupt him here. So, I could still try and go for the Leopard and Thunderous combo, and then I would just go for attacks. I guess we could do that. And then I do think we definitely need Ferrothorn here though, so maybe no Thunderous. Or no Leopard. I kinda like Thunderous. Okay, going with Thunderous, and then we could do Thunderous in Yveltal probably? Yeah, I think this matchup is a little bit tough for us. Okay, we're going with Thunderous and Yveltal. So my thought process here is that Thunderous is doing quite a good job against my opponent's team offensively. Like, Thunderbolt can just deal like some damage to anything. And Leopard is a little bit stopped by that Quick Guard from the Crobat. And like, ideally I could lead like Leopard and Thunderous to just take out the Crobat with Thunderbolt and Foul Play, for example. But then again, it's not really that like. Then I want Ferrothorn in the back, and if I bring Leopard, Thunderous, and Ferrothorn, I'm really lacking offensive pressure. And yeah, I want to have the Yveltal for Dark Aura, for example, and also for like offensive pressure and so on. So yeah, and then I also think that Groudon is pretty good if I can get rid of that Rayquaza and like the Airlock ability. So yeah, that was kind of my thought process behind picking Thunderous and Yveltal here, just going by what I like cannot bring together and what I need here. And Yamova, once again, not really doing such a good job against my opponent's team. I could think about trying to go with another Mega Evolution actually. Okay, so I want to go for the Sucker Punch to knock out the Crobat. And could go for the Snarl. Yeah, but I want to just really get rid of this Crobat, and so I'm going for the Oblivion Wing there as well. Now, Yveltal outspeeding Rayquaza prior to Mega Evolution, obviously, so that is kind of nice. Even if he went for an attack here, I should be able to get rid of that Crobat. Unless he went for like Super Fang and Draco Meteor on the Thunderous. But things go my way, and Rayquaza just goes for the Protect here. So let's see what Crobat goes for. And it's that Super Fang. Onto the Yveltal. Okay, so that is going to yeah, really hinder my ability to do stuff. But Oblivion Wing, let's see how much this does. Okay, not too much. But we're still regenerating at least some HP here. And yeah, back to like 75% now. And let's see if Thunderous is able to pick up the KO here. And it's actually not. Yeah, I probably should have gone for the Foul Play, but Crobat not really known for like high attack stat. So Now I'm guessing my opponent kinda has to go for the quick guard with their Crobat, at least that is what I would do. Since, yeah, you want to protect your Rayquaza from being Thunder Waved, so I could go for a foul play on that Rayquaza with my Thunderous. And then also either Snarl or Oblivion Wing. Yeah, I do think Snarl should knock out the Crobat. So yeah, I want to knock out the Crobat, and Snarl should also do like a little bit of damage to that Rayquaza. And we're actually going to see the Tailwind, so I could have gone for the Thunder Wave, unless he's like Lumberry or something. And Dragon Ascent will be coming out onto my Yveltal, I guess. Yeah, that animation is pretty nice. So Dragon Ascent, not going to pick up the KO on Yveltal, hanging in there. Things are looking really good at this point. So Snarl connects with both opponents, and that Crobat should be gone, and Rayquaza also takes a lot of damage. Special attack drop doesn't really matter here, but breaking a potential Focus Sash is good, and I do think Foul Play should be able to pick up the KO here. As it does, nice. So that Rayquaza lowered its own defense stat by going for that Dragon Ascent, and so yeah, Thunderous with Foul Play, not stab, but boosted by Dark Aura, and yeah, minus defense on the Rayquaza is able to KO it here. So we are up 4-2, which is kind of exciting, but my opponent still has that Tailwind up, and even though I do have Groudon in the back to take care of that Kyogre and also Ferrothorn, that Greninja could, in theory, do some stuff, so I want to be a little bit careful, but yeah, things look really good. I also do have Sucker Punch on the Yveltal, so I can go for like one last hit here, and I think I want to go for the T-Wave on the Greninja, and then I could Sucker Punch, or I could just Protect. Yeah, I guess Protect is fine. Yeah, protecting Yveltal, and then I can go for a Desperation Sucker Punch next game. Maybe I put my opponent, yeah, like try to target into the Yveltal, thinking that I might switch into Groudon. And no Protects coming out here, so we will be able to get off that T-Wave. And by the way, like, that lag is like not coming from my end, but that is actually under the S because of all the stuff going on. At least it looks a little bit laggy, but maybe that's just because I'm not used to seeing Yveltal being in like slow, flappy thing because of its HP being in the red health. Like, it being in red health. Okay, so Life Orb on the Greninja, Ice Beam, but we can take that relatively nice with our Spadef, Thunderous, and Citrus Berry will heal us back to... yeah, I think it's lagging a little bit. And another Ice Beam going into the Yveltal, nice. So things really looking good here. I will go for another T-Wave on the Kyogre just to be safe. And then I guess I can just Sucker Punch the Greninja because why not? Yeah, so yeah, my opponent was fearing a switch into Groudon right here. And let's see how much that Sucker Punch does here to Greninja. Wow, that's so much damage for like not being invested in attack at all. And Thunder Wave goes off, so all we have to do is connect with the Power Whip to victory. Maybe we'll get lucky with a full para. No. Okay, so he just goes for the Water Spell right now, realizing that I was not going to switch into Kyogre, into Groudon. So yeah, sometimes if you feel like you're really like up, and then it's like just better to not take any risks, and switching into Groudon would have been a risk here if he caught me with like double Ice Beams, for example. And yeah, as I said, you don't want to take too many risks, so I could just afford to sacrifice both my Mons, and then Groudon can come in here for free, and Ferrothorn as well, and I can just go for like Eruption and Power Whip to clean up this game. So those games went pretty well, I would say. And yeah, unfortunately we didn't get to like test out this team against one of those Groudon Xerneas teams, because that is probably the most challenging matchup for you, because yeah, like Xerneas is threatening Yveltal to the point that sometimes it's like hard to justify bringing Yveltal, and then you are like in an awkward position where you have to like take down the opponent's Groudon with like Swagger and Foul Play, and I don't know, because Thunderous, well, I mean, it has Foul Play, but it can't really touch Groudon, and Leopard, yeah, same for that, and then yeah, like, I don't know, like Groudon and Xerneas are a little bit difficult to deal with for the team, but I think against everything else, it has a solid matchup, as we could see in this episode. So yeah, that was kind of cool. I think I might actually try to improve this team a little bit more and maybe use it for the next episode. I'm not sure when it is going to go up, but if you wanna speed up the process and motivate me, then you could leave a like on this video and show your support for the series. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, if there's anything else you want to ask or want to know, then yep, put it in the comments. And yep, see you. Thanks for watching and bye.